Are we recording this session, Mir?
Yes, we are. Okay, hi everybody. Happy Mother's Day. And this is Riddhi. Go ahead, Riddhi ji.
Hi, so I'm not a certified yoga teacher, but I've been learning yoga for many years now, practicing with various teachers as I've moved to different places. So it's not one particular style of yoga, but I enjoy teaching, and he's usually my student. I'm excited about this session today, and welcome. So as I said, we can sit in either full Padmasana. So you bring if you know what it is, I think you should practice it only if you know it. Otherwise, you can sit in Ardha Padmasana, which is just one leg up, other one down. Or you can sit in normal Sukhasana. So, okay, and if you usually have lower back problems, you can take your blanket and put it behind you and get seated on it. Just put your glutes on it. Don't come up too high on it. Your knees can rest on the floor. Okay.
Only bum, no thighs.
Okay. So we're going to start with gentle breathing. So right hand on your navel, left hand on your chest, and you're going to take deep breaths in. Your inhalation will be long, and your stomach will expand when you inhale. Your chest will expand very slightly, and as you exhale, you will pull your navel in and breathe out, emptying the lungs completely. Okay, so let's get started. Breathe in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Keep breathing, long deep breaths in. Fill your breath all the way up to the bottom of your belly. And breathe out and pull your navel in and empty your lungs. Eyes closed. And you can release your hands. So, as I mentioned, we are going to take long deep breaths in and as long as you can, and breathe out as fully as you can for all the postures. At any point of time, if you feel pain, you stop right before you feel the pain. So don't get yourself into a position where you're in pain, okay? And take your awareness to where you're feeling the stretch. So that's how we will do this entire process, breathing in and breathing out through the nose, okay? So now we will start with something that we did as children. And the reason we're doing this is, so we have a lymphatic system in the body, which is very important for our immunity. And unlike the heart, which pumps the blood through the body, the lymphatic system depends on muscular contractions to get it flowing, which is why movement is extremely important. And there are lymph nodes even on your face, around your face, so near your ears, for instance. And these don't really get exercised. There are other things that we will be doing that will help with the lymph flow also. But we'll start off with the face. So put your hands on your ears, on your earlobes where you would have worn your earrings. And we're going to gently pull down and up, down and up. So pull on your ears, tug on them. We'll do this a few times, say about 10 or 15 times. And keep breathing. Okay, so now hold on to both your ears and we're going to move them in cyclic rotation. So bring them clockwise, forward, or actually cyclical, so in the forward direction. So one after the other is fine. Cycle forward, 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 pull on your ears and then backwards. And relax. Now we're going to sway our body side to side very gently. Spine straight. chest open. And as we get comfortable here, we'll move a little more so that our forearms can come to the floor. And make sure that you don't lift your hips up. So if you can't reach the floor, that's okay. Make sure that your hip bones are firmly planted on the floor. And as you do this, let's stretch our hand up and up and up, up and up. Stretch, stretch. Your other arm still goes to the floor. And relax. Come to the center and breathe. We will now put our hands very lightly in front of you, in front of your chest or closer to the navel. And we're going to twist side to side, side to side. Twist, look as much to the back as you can without straining your neck. Okay, come back to the center and rest. You take our arms to the side and bring them up. And stretch, stretch, stretch. As you breathe in, interlace the thumbs. So like right here, interlace the thumbs so it's easier to hold it. And as you breathe out, bring them out and breathe in again. Bring your hands behind you. Open your chest and stretch. You do this a few more times. Bring your arms back up and breathe as you expand your upper chest. Clasp your thumbs. And as you breathe out, relax your hands back and take another deep breath in as your chest expands. And up. And last time, bring them down. And release. Bring the hands to the front, clasp your fingers. Reverse your clasp. Push your wrists away from you. And then bring your hands back into your shoulder socket. Bring them back little and make sure your shoulder blades are going down towards your waist. And as you breathe in, bring your arms up. And as you breathe out, turn to the side. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out to the other side. Stretch, stretch. Breathe in and breathe out. In and out. Come back to the center and release. One more stretch. Bring one of your hands to the side. The other hand comes up and holds the opposite ear. Now we're going to gently pull your head on one side and take the arm that is on the side behind you, slightly behind you. You don't need to get a bind. If you want, you can get a bind. But you can now play with where your chin is. So bring it close to your chest or take it up towards the ceiling. Stretch your hand behind you and keep touching the floor. And if you want a deeper stretch, use the heel of your palm right here and press it against your head. And breathe. And release your hand up and down. And we do the other side. Hand down, the other hand up. Touch, hold your opposite ear and stretch in the direction of your elbow. And bring your hand behind you and breathe. Use the heel of your palm if you want to get a slightly deeper stretch. And release. There's one more thing you can try. It's a traditional technique where you push your head from one side and resist it. So you push your hand towards the head and your head towards your hand. Don't know if you can see. Push your hand towards your head on the side. And then we'll do the other side. And then the forehead. And then the back of the head. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. And relax. Okay, so now we will release our legs from the Padmasana if you are in that, or Sukhasana. Bring your legs forward, feet meet, and bring them such that maybe there's a 90-degree angle between the thighs and the calves. Okay, and keep your back straight, your chest open, and make sure that you're not like rounding your back. Okay, so we're going to hold on to maybe near our ankles and lengthen our spine. And if you can, bring your chest forward and down. It's okay if you are here. The idea is to get a stretch. If you want, you can play with the position of your feet. You will feel a stretch in different places. And breathe. And as you breathe in, come back up. Bring your feet closer to the ground. And use your hands such that your thumbs are in your arch area, and you're pulling your feet open like a book, like this. And spine straight again. And you can try coming forward. Since this is a deeper stretch, don't try to go too far yet. You can bring your arms forward if you like. Again, your shoulder blades need to move towards the waist. Don't round and close your chest. Try to keep it open. And release. We're going to do a little bit of a butterfly. Here, there's lymph nodes here, which we want to decongest. What?
In the groin.
Yeah, in the groin area. Okay, and relax. That's your legs. We're going to come on to all fours.
Can remove this.
So when you come into all fours, make sure that your wrists are underneath the shoulders, your knees are underneath the hips.
You want to remove first because everyone does it.
Okay, so maybe I can do the demo first, and then we can do it together again.
So watch it first before you do it.
Sure. Your wrists underneath your shoulders. So your hands are going to be shoulder width apart. Your fingers are going to be spread wide apart, like that. Your knees underneath your hips. And stretch. Again, open your shoulder blades. Make sure that you are not collapsing them inwards. So the inner eye of the elbow will be facing forward, in line with the fingers. Okay, and
so I'm facing the camera. You can do the
okay. Sorry. And now we're going to do what is traditionally known as, or well known as, cat and cow. So here again, shoulder blades moving downwards towards the waist, and as you breathe in, you're going to arch your back. And imagine there's a tail behind you that's coming up. And you're getting a nice arch, your head comes up. And as you breathe out, your chin comes to the chest, your back rounds, and your navel comes in towards the spine. Okay? So let's do this together. Make sure your fingers are spread wide. Your knees are hip width distance apart. And you're starting with a flat back. As you breathe in, Arch your back, tailbone up, and look up. Your stomach hands loose. And as you breathe out, chin to chest, back curves. Your spine, your tail that you have, imaginary tail will go down, and your navel gets pulled in. And let's do this more times. Breathe in. Down. Breathe in. And out. One last time. In and out. Now come to tabletop position. You're going to keep the left hand down on the floor. You're going to lift the right hand up. Lift the right hand up, look at your hand and stretch. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, bring your hands, thread your hand underneath. So as you breathe out, come down. Do this a few more times. Breathe in. Look at your hand. And as you breathe out, come down. One last time. Breathe in. And come down. Put your shoulder down on the mat, your ear on the mat. And take a deep breath in. And come back on all fours. Remember to keep your chest open. Right hand stays on the floor. Left hand comes up. Stretch, stretch, stretch up and to the side. Breathe in and out. And in and out. In and out. And as you stay, come here. Shoulder on the floor. Left ear on the floor. And take deep breaths in. And come back up to all fours. So now I'll demonstrate the next thing.
From color. From.
Yeah.
You need this now?
Yeah, so if you have blankets and if you have sensitive knees, you can use the blanket. Otherwise, you don't need it. So make sure you're back in. So I'm going to demonstrate first, and then we do it together. You're going to be back in all your on all fours. You make sure you remember you keep your inner eye of the elbow facing forward. And now from here, with the flat back, you're going to start walking your knees outwards as far as you can. Your feet stay where they were, that is right where your hips are, right underneath, like in line with your hips, hip width apart. Okay, so you keep moving out as much as you can, such that the inner knee is touching the floor. And once you're there, you can come onto your forearms, and you press your spine towards the heels. Okay. And if this is too easy, then you can bring your legs out like that to the side. Don't know, can you see me? Okay. All right. So let's do it together. So again, let me make sure that everyone is doing this right. Your feet are not coming together at any point. So okay. You can take a look at Moist feet. Yeah, your feet are down. You're not curling on your toes. Your knees are your feet are still hip width distance apart. Bring your knees out as far as you can. The inner knee is going to touch the floor. And as you bring your forearms down, push your hips towards your heels.
This is a frog pose. You should look like a frog. About to leap.
So your knees need to be all the way out. Okay. And if this is easy, as I said, you can bring your legs out, your lower legs out. And breathe for a few more breaths here.
Exhalation is you can go deeper.
With each inhalation, you can try to go further down towards the floor, your hips towards the floor, and towards your feet. And as you breathe in, make sure come back onto your arms. Slowly release your feet. Bring your knees together. Okay, and we'll come down into child's pose. So your knees are slightly apart. You're sitting on your heels. And come forward. Again, your chest needs to be open.
The big toes come together.
The big toes come together. Your knees are still wide apart. And fold forward. You can walk your fingertips forward if that feels good. And breathe. Your heels will be closer to your, your hip should be touching the heels, or at least as close as they can be. Okay. Let's come up to standing. Let's make sure that we don't use any support to come up. Come to the front of your mat. We're going to start in Tadasana, which is also called as normal pose. Huh? I'm going to start with everyone in Tadasana. So make sure that your toes are all spread apart. The arches of your feet are coming up. Your kneecaps are lifted. So your thighs will be pressing against the thigh bones. Your pelvis should not be backward, should not be tucked forward. Keep it neutral. And pull your body, your spine straight up, all the way to your head. Make sure your head is in line with the rest of your spine. Your head is not protruding forward. Chin is parallel to the floor. And with the straight, when you say stand straight, make sure that you're not pushing your chest out. Your chest needs to be, your sternum should be straight forward in front of you. And open your shoulders. And bring your arms out and breathe. Plant your feet firmly onto the floor. All four corners of the feet are on the floor and pressing down.
Kneecaps up.
Kneecaps up. Tighten your thighs towards the thigh bones. And as if someone's pulling up from the top of your head. Stand straight and tall. Okay, so now I'm going to demonstrate the Surya Namaskar. I think most of you know it, but there's some things that I want to specify. So, okay, before we do that, let's come on to our toes. Stretch our calves a little bit. Toes and heels. Toes and heels. Toes and heels. So this is again, there are some lymph nodes here in the calf area, I think, Mark?
Yep.
So we are giving those a little bit of a massage. Okay, so now I'm going to demonstrate the Surya Namaskar. The feet are going to be in the Tadasana position, which is hip width distance apart. Your toes are spread wide so that they're planted firmly on the floor. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about the breathing yet, but the whole idea is that whenever you stretch, for instance, when you stretch like this, you are opening up your chest. So you want to breathe in while you're stretching, and when you collapse or come down, you want to breathe out. That's the general idea. So I'm not going to talk about the breathing through this in this sequence. We'll first learn the posture correctly. Okay, so your hands go up. I don't know, can you see me? Can you see my hands? Hands go up, your palms come together. So let's not do it now, we'll do it together again. Palms come together into Namaskar. And then the hands come up again. We'll be doing this again together. So I'm just demonstrating. Your hands come up and you give a gentle arch backwards. Make sure that you're not hurting your lower back. It's a gentle arch. Your head, make sure you're not overarching your head. Your head stays in line with your hands. And as you fold forward, keep your spine straight and down. Come down to the sides of your feet. If you're not able to touch the sides of your feet or all the way down, we're all going to bend slightly at our knees such that the palms can sort of touch the floor. The chest will be touching the thighs. So come close, head hangs down. And then we'll move, say, the right leg back into a lunge. You could either stay in the lunge or you can bring your knee down. And you're going to stretch up like this. Your chest is opening up. You're opening up this side. This side is compressed with this knee. Okay? So come up. And then we're going to go down into downward facing dog. This is another important one. Your hands are shoulder width apart. Feet are hip width distance apart. Your fingers are spread wide. The inner eye of your elbows will be facing each other. Okay, so that will make sure that your shoulder blades are moving towards the waist. And you're going to push away from your wrists. So you're going to get a nice stretch here. When you do that, make sure that your back is still straight, your spine is straight, and your tailbone will be coming and facing towards the ceiling. Okay, and if you can, at this point, bring your heels down to touch the floor. If they don't come down, that's okay. We don't want a curve in the spine. So we want the spine straight and we push away and away and away from the wrists.
This is a straight line.
Huh?
I'm just saying, this should be a straight line.
And then we come forward into a plank. And the traditional plank, as you can see, is your hip is not high. You're in a slanting line. My body is in a slanting line.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And then we come back, from here, we bring our knees to the floor, chest in between the hands, chin to the floor, and we come up in cobra. In the baby cobra, we're not trying to push away with our hands. We're trying to move our chest with the help of our back muscles. Okay, so we will not be pushing too hard on the floor. Make sure your chest is still open and we will be coming up. So if I were to lift my hands off the floor, I'm still off the floor. My chest is still off the floor. So this is only for a little bit of a support. And look up. Your feet are pointing, pressing into the floor behind you. Okay? And as we look down, we'll come back onto all fours into the downward facing dog. Look between our hands and bring our right leg back into the lunge. You can come back to the floor and you're stretching. There's a nice stretch here up the spine. And as you look down, bring your left leg back forward, coming back into the forward fold with the bent knees. And you can swan dive your hands up, join your palms and namaskar. Okay, so we will do this all together. I'll be walking us through this whole thing. Okay. So let's start in Tadasana. Feet firmly planted on the floor. Kneecaps up, thighs strong, and we'll start together. Hands up, join the palms, come down in Namaskar Asana. Press your palms gently against each other. Shoulder blades, shoulder is down. Make sure your shoulder is not lifted. It's down and relaxed. Release your hands to the side. Hands back up. Join your palms or not and stretch very gently backwards. Make sure your head is in line with your hands. And as you keep your back straight, come down from the hips. Just bend from the hips and bring your hands to the sides of the feet. Bend your knees a little. Bring your chest to the thighs. Let your head hang loose. Bring your right leg back in a lunge. Make sure that your knee is not going over your toes. Look up. Look up and get a nice stretch. If you need, put your knee down. And as you look down, straighten your back leg and bring your left leg to meet the right. and come into downward facing dog. Make sure your fingers are spread wide. Inner eyes of the elbows are facing each other. You're pushing away from your wrists. Your back is straight, your spine is straight. So your tailbone is going towards the ceiling and you're pushing your heels towards the floor. It's okay if they're not touching the floor. And push away.
Transition.
Huh?
Transition.
Yeah.
Next row.
Come back into a plank, the traditional plank. And then knees to the floor, chest to the floor, chin to the floor. Uncurl your toes, come up in a baby cobra. As you look down, come lift yourself back up into downward facing dog. Stretch, back straight, spine straight. Look in between your hands and bring your right leg back into the lunge. Look forward, stretch up, head up. Don't over exaggerate your head, otherwise you might hurt your neck. Bring your left leg forward to meet the right. Forward fold, knees are bent, chest to the thighs. And as you come up, bring your hands up, join the palms, and namaskar. We'll do this on the other side now. So hands up, join the palms, look up to your palms, and hands down in Namaskar. Hands back up. Arch slightly backwards and come forward, back straight. Bend only from the hip, hands to the sides, bend your knees, chest to thigh. Head hangs loose, left leg back in a lunge. Knee can come down. Stretch and forward, spine straight. Look forward and stretch. Okay, as you look down, straighten your back leg. Take your right leg back to meet the left. Your feet are hip width distance apart and back into downward facing dog. So stretch. Come forward into a plank. Knees down. Chest down, chin down, baby cobra. So for people who might be confused, from the knees, chest and chin, you just slide forward, your feet come to the floor, your feet are uncurled, the toes are not, you're not on your toes. Come into the baby cobra, breathe. And as you breathe out, look down, come into the downward facing dog and stretch. Look forward between your hands. Left leg comes forward into a lunge. Stretch forward and bring your right leg to meet the left. Forward fold, knees are bent. And as you breathe in, come up, join your palms, Namaskar. So if did anyone not get the asanas, then we can clarify. Otherwise, we will do the next couple of rounds. You'll just do the plain Surya Namaskar asanas, and I will just say when to breathe in and when to breathe out.
Do one demo.
So yeah, I'll do one demo with the breathing pattern. So if anyone has a question about the postures, please tell me now. Okay.
One.
All right. Breathe in. Out, in, out, in, out, hold, still holding, in, out, in, out, in and out. Okay, so we do this together. Remember, so when you're expanding or stretching your what is this? Flexion, extension. When there's an extension in the body, you're going to breathe in, and when there is a collapse or if you're down like that, you're going to breathe out. Okay, in between the downward dog, and when you're doing the ashta, like when you're trying to come up into the cobra, in between you're going to hold your breath. Okay, so let's start. In, look up at your palms, out, in, out, in, out, hold, in, out, in, out, in, out. Other side. Come up into it, in Namaskar, in, out, in, out, left side back, in, out, hold, in, out, in, out, in, out.
Is it too fast for you guys?
I think it could be a tad bit slower.
Okay.
Just a tad bit.
Are the postures clear, or do you need me to talk you through the postures also?
Postures are good, just that we need a little bit more time to get up.
Okay, sure. So let's do this again on both the sides.
So faster than what you said first time. I mean, much faster. So I was going by the first time when you did. And then
Yeah, the first time she was not talking about breathing, but when you're doing Surya Namaskar, you're supposed to breathe with the posture. So that's why we did slow one round and then like the standard.
We can. So I think if you get the idea of the breathing, that's okay. So you can do that when you practice on your own. If you still need instructions right now, we can go slow and I'll keep giving instructions. Is that okay?
Yeah. No, I just didn't realize that we are going to go fast. I think that was the.
Oh, okay. So yes, we are going fast. We are going to go with breath. So in and out, in and out. It'll be like the normal breathing pattern, like a deep breath in, deep breath out, and that will be the pace of the postures.
So at a time you are in a breathing in or a breathing out for 5 to 7 seconds. You can even stay longer. So if you want, we can try a little longer. Stay in each position. Okay. We'll try one more time. Hands up, in, out, in, out, in, out, hold, in, out, in, out, in, out. Other side, in, out, in, out. Left leg back, in, out, hold, in, out, in, out, in, out. Okay. Still some time. Okay, so now we will do what I call the warrior poses. So again, we come to the front of the mat.
Demo first.
I'll do a demonstration of Warrior one. So feet are hip width distance apart. You're going to take one of your legs back in a lunge. Once you do that, pivot your toes such that, so you're still going to be hip width distance apart, otherwise you might fall. Okay? So your heel is towards the back. Your toes will be at a 45-degree angle. I hope you can see me. And as we come forward into the lunge, you're going to try and get a 90-degree angle here. And if you can't, that's okay. Make sure your foot is pointing forward, fingers are spread. Make sure your hip faces forward. You're standing tall. Make sure, okay, so we're going to move the thigh muscles outwards and press your back, outer edge of the back foot down so that you're stable. So facing forward, you take your hands up and gently arch backwards. Okay, so we're going to do this together. So after this, we're going to come straighten your front leg. Bring your left leg a little closer. We're still hip width distance apart. Hands at the hips. Back is straight. We're going to lean forward from the hip. Okay? We're going to come down, and if we can, we're going to bring our fingers down to the floor and head towards the knees. And we're going to breathe here. After this, we're going to stay on this right leg. Lift the left leg off the floor. Hips, try to make sure that your hips are still parallel to the floor. Okay? Make sure that you're not tilting back or forth. And once you find your stability here, your foot is still facing forward. This is the one-legged posture. So you need to make sure that your thighs are pressing against the thigh bones. You're engaging your glutes. And you're going to lift your hands up and back. And head forward. Okay? So we're going to do this together. Front of the mat. Strong, firm
Hey,
feet.
Riddhi,
Yeah?
I have a question. The leg which is on the ground, it should be straight or a little bit of a bend is okay?
Straight.
And in which posture? In the last one?
When the other leg is up, yeah.
You can have a slight bend, that's okay.
Right bend कैसे करोगे if you are on like Tadasana type?
No, here.
Yes, here, yes.
Yes, you can bend it a little bit. If you can bring it straight up, that's more work. And bring your kneecaps up. What is it, Mom?
I mean, if you keep it straight, then you get a better stretch.
Yeah, it's a better stretch, and there's more balancing work to do if you keep your legs straight. Okay.
I mean, the point is not to touch the ground. The point is to balance in this posture. I can't touch the ground. This is the maximum I can go. But I try to stay here. And this gives the whole leg gets a stretch from the heel to the hip.
Okay. So
Got
feet in Tadasana position. Spread your toes, your feet toes. Let's do this together, guys. We're going to bring, say, the left leg back into a lunge. Bend your back, move your back foot such that it's at a 45-degree angle. Your heel is on the inner side, your toes are on the outer side. Your hip width distance apart. As you face forward, make sure your hips are facing forward too, and we'll come down. So it's okay not to be able to come all the way down. With every breath, you can try to come further down. Okay, and the back outer edge of the back foot might tend to come off the floor. Press it down. So when you're doing that, you're going to move this thigh muscle backward. Okay, come forward. Make sure your knee is in line with your second toe. And bring your hands up and into an arch. And breathe. And you can straighten your front leg. Bring your left leg forward. Now bring it forward by about a foot or so. Your legs are still hip width distance apart. Both feet are facing forward. And you're going to hold on to your hips make sure that you are hiding your elbows from the person in front of you. So you're opening up your chest here, okay? And as you breathe out, come forward. And if you can, make sure that your spine is straight at this point, okay? And as you come forward, bring your fingertips to the floor. Try to still keep your chest open as much as you can. And if you can, bring your head down to the knees. Legs straight.
You don't have to be in that position. So I am not flexible. I can go only up till this. The important point is to keep both the legs straight and try to reach down and breathe so that you can get deeper into the stretch.
Okay. And now we're going to come into the one-legged stand. So make sure you have a good amount of weight transfer to the front foot. Slowly lift up your back leg. Your hands are still touching the floor. Legs straight. Your back leg is straight behind you. Your hip is level plane with the floor. And if you can, if you have your balance here, take your hands back and look, your back needs to be straight too. So look down and balance. And breathe. And you can bring your left leg back gently to the floor. And bring your left leg back forward. Do this on the other side. Your right leg goes back into a lunge. Your feet are still hip width distance apart. Heel is inside, toes are facing outwards. And as you get ready, your hips face forward. Your hands are here, your elbows are behind you so that the person in front of you cannot see. You come down onto your front lunge. Your back leg, make sure the muscles are moving towards the foot. The thigh muscles are moving towards the foot. And your outer edge of your back foot is going towards the floor. Okay? We're doing this together. Is everyone okay? Hands up.
This is the other side.
Yeah, this is the other side. Stretch up and breathe. And straighten your front leg. Bring your right leg forward by about a foot. Your legs are still hip width distance apart. Both your feet are facing forward. Hips forward. Hands on your hips. Back straight, chest open. And as you breathe in and as you breathe out, come forward. And bring your hands down on either side of your foot. And if you can, bring your head towards the knee. And we're going to put all our weight on the front foot, so the left foot. So bring your hands to the floor. If you need to bend your knee to get the hands to the floor, you can do that. And bring your right leg up, straight behind you. Hip is level with the floor. And back straight. And once you find your balance here, take your hands back behind you. Breathe. Taking is good, it means you're working. And slowly plant your right foot back onto the mat and come up. Back leg to the front. Okay, we're going to do warrior 2. So again, I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to demonstrate like this. Bring your feet wide enough. I can't describe the exact, maybe it's 2.5 to 3 feet for me. So when you're on your mat, you can use your mat, the back edge of your mat, to make sure that they're aligned well, okay? So feet facing forward. We're going to move one of the foot, so the right foot to the right side, and this, the other leg, Yeah, so the heel goes outwards, the toes are inwards, and the heel of the foot that is on the right, that is facing outwards, is in line with the arch of the back foot. And we're going to come down into a bend like this, okay? So your knee is going to be in line with the second toe. You're going to face your chest forward in line. So it's as if I'm in between two planes of glass, okay? So make sure that your knee is not coming forward. You want to be in line with the second toe. And then we will bring our hands up and look through the middle finger on this side. And then we will straighten our knee and come in a reverse warrior. So your hands are in line with the rest of the body, okay? And then we will do this again a couple more times, and then we finally come into the side lunge. So we'll come back into the lunge. Our arms are very lightly placed on this thigh, and we're going to stretch and open up our chest. Make sure you're not leaning inwards. Open up the chest. Your hand is in line with the rest of your body, not up.
Yeah.
It is in line. Guys, first look first.
This is a
Then you can
straight
practice more
line.
than. Okay, so hands is in line with the rest of the body. Okay, and then we'll come back up. Okay, so let's do this together. Feet apart. Right leg outwards. The heel of the back foot goes backwards. So your foot is at a 45-degree angle. You're going to bend on this knee. It doesn't have to be 90 degrees now or today, but try to come down as low as possible. Your knee is in line with the second toe. Your chest is in line with the rest of the legs, so that you are in the same plane. Your thigh muscle is rolling out here. This thigh muscle is rolling out here. Okay, and extend your hands at shoulder level. Make sure your shoulders are not lifted. Open your chest and breathe. Straighten your leg. You do a reverse warrior. Straighten your leg. Both your legs are straight at this point. And come back into warrior 2. So your right leg is bent again. Make sure your muscles are moving in the right direction. Your knee in line with the second toe. Hands spread out.
Both hands up.
Hands straight. Look through your middle finger. Straighten your right leg and reverse warrior. We'll do this one more time. Come down into warrior 2. Breathe and straighten your leg and reverse warrior. Then we'll come back down to warrior 2, but this time we'll do a side angle lunge. So you will come down, same position of the legs, same position of the muscles. Very lightly this hand is on the thigh and hand is in straight line with your body. Okay, open your chest.
Make sure
Look
it
forward.
touches your ears. It automatically will be in line.
Breathe and come out. Let's do the other side. So both feet facing forward. Left leg goes out to the side. Make sure the heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. So your heel, the right foot, heel is outward, toes are inwards, 45 degrees. Make sure your chest is forward, facing me or the side of your mat. And we're going to come down. Make sure your knee is in line with the second toe of the left foot. You're still facing parallel to your edge of your mat. Your thigh muscles are moving outwards in both the directions. Hands out and breathe. Look towards the middle finger of your left hand. And as you straighten the left leg, reverse the warrior. Back straight. Make sure the hip is not tucked out. Back into warrior 2. and back into reverse. Warrior 2 and reverse. I'm going to come back to side angle. So side back into the warrior 2. Hand lightly on your thigh, and you're going to bring your hand up, touching your ear. Open your chest and breathe. And straighten your leg. Release your hands, and you can heel toe your way back to standing or jump. Okay, we'll come back down to the floor. Take your scarf, or whether it's your yoga strap. Well, before you lie down, let me demonstrate. So you're going to lie down. Well, is visibility movement?
Yeah, got it closer.
So I don't know which to demonstrate. So if I'm lying down, bring the knees up to begin with, but then bring one knee to the chest. Use your strap on the ball joint of your foot. We're going to take it up and make sure that your foot is parallel to the ceiling. So it's possible that today maybe you can't go all the way up, but the goal is to bring the foot or the ankle in line with the hip, and the outer edge of the foot will be in line with the hip, and we pull here and stay here. So if you can bring your arms, your hands closer to the legs if you can, so you can walk your hands up but keep your head down. Okay? And then we'll stay here for a while, and then we'll move it out. So before we move it out, we'll move our heels inward, and then we will stretch our leg out.
You definitely need a strap, especially beginners who have tight hamstrings. You can't hold your leg directly because you won't be able to hold your foot. So
well, you can try. Does anyone not have one? So we will try to bring our foot again, your ankle in line with the hip. Make sure that the left hip is not coming off the floor. Okay. So that's what we're going to do with the strap. So
उसके बाद क्या है वो बोल बता दो ना.
Nothing on the strap.
दिखा दो ना, because they will be lying down, they won't know exactly what you're doing.
It's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone to the floor. Use your scarf or whatever you have. If you don't have a scarf, see if you can use your hand, clasp your hand behind your thigh bones. Make sure the lower leg is straight and active, which means it's straight up and down and pointing, okay? Pointing up. Here, when your leg is up, make sure that your toes are coming towards you. Your foot is parallel to the ceiling. And you can pull your leg towards you. Straight leg, pull your kneecaps. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Make sure that your leg is aligned properly so that the outer edge of your foot is in line with the hip. Same with the left leg. The leg that is on the floor, make sure the foot is in line with the hip and straight. And breathe. If you are in pain, please back off a little bit. You move to the side, so bring your heel inward and then move your strap and your leg to the right side. Make sure you're using your left hand to press your left hip down onto the floor so it's not lifting off the floor. Keep your right foot active, which means the toes are still coming towards you. Breathe. And as you breathe out, bring your leg back up and release it from the strap. Release your leg. You bring the other leg up, the left leg up. Bring your strap to the ball joint of the foot.
And when you're going to the side, are you keeping your foot down or you just hanging it off the floor?
Wherever it's comfortable for you. If you can bring it all the way down to the floor, you can do that. But make sure you're getting a wider angle. Your goal is not to get all the way to the floor. The goal is to stretch your foot all the way out. So, let's see. So you're pulling, your action is to pull it towards your shoulder rather than to pull it to the ground. Your action is to bring it up higher. Does that make sense, Kaushik?
Yeah. I mean, it's easier to just leave it on the ground, but
Correct. Then you might not get the whole stretch. I mean, it still stretches some muscles. So if you like that, you can stay there. But if you can, pull your toes higher towards the shoulders.
okay.
Pull your whole leg towards the shoulders. Okay. So the other side. Right leg straight on the floor. Left leg up. The goal is to bring the ankle in line with the hip or even closer to the body. Your toes are pointing towards you. Heel up towards the ceiling so that your foot is flat facing the ceiling. Try to keep both your shoulders down on the floor. Your right leg is still active. Left leg, the foot is in line with the hip. Okay, we'll move the side. Bring your heel inward and move your leg outward. Use your right hand to bring your right hip to the floor. Make sure it's not lifting off the floor. Push your right hip down into the floor. Bring your foot towards the shoulders. That's the stretch we're looking for.
Sharanya, legs down on the side.
Keep your legs straight if you can. Keep your legs straight.
Don't flex your knee. Keep your legs straight. It doesn't have to come up too much, as much as you can, but knee at the knee joint, it should be straight.
Breathe in, and as you breathe out, bring your leg back up. Release your strap. Bend both your knees. Release your strap. Bend both your knees. Hug your knees to your chest. And now tuck your chin to the chest. Chin to the chest, like that. And then bring your head up so that your nose is in between your knees. Okay, release. One last posture. Leg straight up, so maybe you can come back up to see what needs to get done. It's a pretty simple twist. We will lie down. So you bring the right knee up towards your chest. Take your foot and very lightly put the arch of your foot on the knee. Hands to the sides. Use your left hand and bring it to the outside of your knee, right knee. Then we're going to twist. And when you're doing the twist, make sure that your shoulders are still on the floor and you're trying to pull this knee as much down as possible. Okay, so if you need to lift your shoulder and adjust it, you can do that. While we're here, we can bring the lower foot up. Make sure your foot, the bent knee is still on the knee of the other leg. Otherwise, you won't feel the stretch. Hold on to this right leg. With the right hand, hold on to the left foot. and bring it towards your glute. Okay. And we can stay here for a few breaths and we'll release. Okay, so everyone can lie down and I'll walk you through it. Legs straight up and down, legs straight. Bend your right knee. Lightly bring the right foot over the left knee. The arch is over the knee. Use your left hand to hold on to your right knee on the outer side. Your right hand is stretched out to the side. And now we're going to twist to the left side. Shoulders are still on the floor. If you need to adjust your hip or you need to adjust your shoulder, do that. You're looking to the right side towards your right hand. And use your left hand to bring the right knee down to the floor. Your lower leg is still active, so it is straight. And now use your right hand, bend your left knee, the leg which was straight, you can bend inwards, hold it with your right leg.
Right hand.
Right hand, sorry. Hold it with your right hand, bring it towards your glute. Make sure that your right foot is still on your left knee, otherwise you won't feel a stretch. You should feel a stretch in your right hip. Shoulders are still on the floor. And breathe. And release. We'll repeat this, do this on the other side. Both legs down. Left knee comes up. Left foot on the right knee very lightly. Use your right hand to hold on to the outer side of your knee. Left hand stretched outwards. You're going to twist to the right. The right leg which is on the floor straight. Let it be active. And your shoulders are still on the floor. So adjust your shoulders. Lift your upper body if you need to make sure both the shoulders are on the floor. Look to your left side at your left hand. Now take the leg that was straight, bend it back. Use your left hand to hold on to that foot. Bring that foot towards your glute. Your shoulders are still on the floor. And breathe. Long deep inhalations, longer exhalations. And release. If you need to, you can hug your knees to the chest again to release your lower back. Legs straight, we're done. This is the last posture. We'll go to Shavasana, which is also called the corpse pose. So there is nothing you need to do. You're just going to lie down. So relax your legs. Use your hands to stretch your neck. Stretch your neck. Use your hands and stretch your neck out. Stretch it so that you have a nice long elongated neck. Hands to the side. Relax your hands, relax your feet. If your lower back is still uncomfortable, you can bring your knees slowly towards your chest again until you level it out and then straighten your legs. Relax your face, relax your mouth, release the tongue. Your lips are touching and not touching. Relax your chest, your hands, abdomen, hips, legs, and the feet. You have nowhere to go and nothing to do. No one to meet. Just be. Start taking long inhalations. Bring your attention back to your body. Wiggle your hands and toes. You can bend your knees and come to the right side into a fetal position. Hands can be under the head. Use the help of your left hand and come up into a seated position. Eyes still closed. Hands into Namaskar at your chest. Head down to the fingertips. Namaste. You can open your eyes. So, do people want to do any kind of pranayama, or do we want to end the session here? Anyone up for pranayama? Yes or no?
Yeah, we can go over. Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's start with Bhastrika. This is the Vajrasana. So if you can sit on your heels, that will be good. And if not, you can still sit in your normal Sukhasana. Okay, so I will be sitting in Vajrasana. Hands to the sides, elbows close to the chest. Okay, and very lightly, we'll keep our hands here. There's nothing forcing, no tight fist, no nothing, just loose. Okay, and we'll do forceful inhalations and forceful exhalations. So as we take a deep breath in, we will push our hands up. And as you breathe out, we will just relax the hands down. Okay, so in and out. And you should be able to hear your breath. So okay.
Nose breathing only.
Yeah, so no opening your mouth. I did, but no opening your mouth.
And when
Hands
you
to
go
the
up,
sides.
you can open your palms. And then when you come back, you make a fist.
Right. So when your hands come up, fingers, your fist opens up, and as you come down, loose fists again. They come back to your sides. Okay. So let's go all together. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And relax your hands on your thighs. Take a normal breath in and out. And with a smile, again hands to your sides. Take a normal deep breath in and out. And as you breathe in, bring your hands up. In, out, in, out, in, out. And relax. Normal deep breath in and out. And last time, hands to the sides. Normal deep breath in with a smile and out. And as you breathe in, hands come up and out. In and out. In and out. Force your hands up. In and out. In and out. In and out. We'll do the alternate nostril breathing next. So you can come back to a normal position if you want, or you can stay in Vajrasana. So as we learned on the Wednesday session, we will take our first finger, put it at the base of the thumb, and the other fingers, well, they don't have to be together right now. We're going to keep the other hand in Chin Mudra, these three fingers together, and lay it on your thigh. So what we learned on Wednesday was to keep the arm up. Make sure your shoulders are not coming up though. Shoulder is still relaxed, hand is just to the side. We're going to take the thumb and put it on the right nostril, and we're going to use the middle finger and put it on the left nostril. Okay? So don't close anything yet. I will mention it. I will walk us through it. With your thumb, close the right nostril and take a deep breath in through the left nostril. And close your left nostril. Breathe out through the right. In through the right. Out through the left. Longer exhalations. In through the left. And out to the right. There's no pressure involved. Don't push anything. In through the right. And out through the left. In through the left. Out to the right. In through the right. Out through the left. In through the left. Out to the right. Couple more times on your own. And as you breathe out to the left, you can relax your hand. Maybe one last pranayama. I don't know if you can see my navel, you think?
Nope.
No?
I can bring this closer.
Okay, so this is also again to increase the lymphatic flow here in your area of the tongue and the spine. So I'll demonstrate first. Your hands are on your thighs, facing upwards. You take a spine straight, take a deep breath in. So I'll demonstrate first. Try to observe first so that we can do it right. Breath in, and as you breathe out, bring your chest forward and down. And as you come down, you can open your mouth to let all the air out. So when you're coming down, you're pressing on your stomach. So you're helping the air come out, okay? So when I've done that, my stomach will automatically go inwards. My abdomen will be sucked inwards, okay? So, and then I'm going to pulse in and out with the held breath. There is no breath that I have inside that I've taken in. Everything has come out. So I'm going to just pulse my stomach. So pull my navel in and release, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. So again, in and out.
So when you go out, breathe out with your mouth. And once it is completely empty, you
Close
come
your
up,
mouth.
close your mouth. So you're creating a vacuum inside. You come up and then you pulse your tummy like that. As many times as you can.
Okay, so let's try this.
क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Agni? Something. Fire breath. It's called fire breath.
Something to do with the sun. So you should hopefully feel some warmth when you do this. So let's do this together. Hands up on your facing up. And when you're breathing out, you're going to turn your palms downwards. Okay, so breathe in. And as you breathe out, come forward. chest forward, open your mouth. Once all the breath is out, close your mouth. Come straight up. And release. Did anyone feel anything? It's a little hard to explain, but yeah.
Yeah, it might be a little difficult. We can do it one more time, no?
Okay, one last time. Breathe in and breathe out. People still want to hang on for meditation. I don't know. I think I'm done from my end. If there's anything else, you can tell me.
Questions, comments.
It was a great session.
Yeah. For hanging out longer, if Riddhi is gonna guide the meditation process.
What?
But Minu, we couldn't hear you.
Sorry, the session went really way over, but thanks for your patience. All of you are stuck around.
It was really good, and Riddhi has an alternate career as a yoga instructor.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
It was
it
very
was
good.
nice. I think now that with recording, we'll be able to follow later. So whichever portion we want,
Yes.
right?
And
We'll let it,
Yeah.
we'll let it be.
I can do this anytime again.
Yeah,
We'll take you up on
Riddhi,
but
I
at our
have one
thank you.
question. Last but one before the one which you did before Shavasana, right? So when you're lying down to get a stretch on your hips or the glutes, you should be facing up or on any of the sides when you are pulling the below leg.
So I know that I didn't say to move the head, but you could move your head so that you're facing the ceiling, if that's more comfortable.
Ceiling? Okay. I need to work on my shoulder, I guess. It just comes off from the ground.
So you can just always lift your shoulder off the ground, adjust it and put it back.
Okay. But we should be basically facing the ceiling when we pull the down leg, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Cool. It was a great session. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to everyone. All the mothers.
Happy Mother's Day. And take care. Thank you, Riddhi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, बोलते हैं, अशोक, bye बोलते हैं।
Chanu.
Chanu.
Good morning.
Bye.
दर्शन चेहरा दिखाओ।
हो गया।
किया वीडियो।
दर्शित तो good है।
मेरा छोड़ो, पूनम को देखो।
पूनम शवासन में पूरा शव बन गई थी उसी।
दर्शित चेहरा दिखा के मुंह दिखाई ले ले यार। ये दीजिए पैसा। एक्चुअली मैं एवरी संडे शवासन ही कर रहा था, आप लोगों को बताया नहीं।
मीर क्या टेबल पे बैठ के कर रहे थे?
नहीं अभी टेबल पे आए यार। Okay, let's take a picture, all of us. For all we know, this will be our last Sunday session.
Meenu, Gopala,
Are we continuing?
Vinod,
Continuing next week?
Yeah.
everyone, turn on your.
This will be our collective.
Some people left.
Priyam, Piyush,
Hello, picture. एक minute.
Vinod, turn on your camera.
Okay, सब लोग नमस्ते करेंगे क्या?
हाँ,
Okay.
नमस्ते करो। Wait.
I can do one hand.
प्रियम पीयूष कहाँ चले गए?
Okay.
फोटो ले कौन रहा है?
तू लेना। भाई।
ठीक है।
बताओ।
क्या बात है?
अरे हाथ दुख रहा है, जल्दी फोटो लो।
ले लिया। Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, bye bye.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's
Hello,
Day.
Shanu. Shanu, Betty. Bye.
Bye, Shanu.
This
Sweetie.
Happy Mother's Day.